So I'm Chris Lane, I'm the Director of Global Operations for the Humanitarian Leadership Academy, and I'm very pleased that we're here during this conference, which we've also supported because I think we see and recognise the very strong importance of partnership, particularly in this region as well. The Academy is a new and exciting initiative. We launched only in March of this year. And essentially our mission is to try and empower and enable communities around the world to prepare for and respond to crises more effectively in their own locations. And this was born out of a recognition that the humanitarian system as it currently exists simply isn't fit for purpose in the new world that we find ourselves, which is a world of more frequent crises, those crises having more of an impact on communities than we've ever seen before. And last year alone, on 2014, over 100 million people were affected by natural disasters, and over 50 million were forced from their homes due to violence and other circumstances. So the world has never faced such a challenge. It's a challenge that we feel at the Academy is a global challenge that manifests itself locally, that requires a global collective solution that is led and delivered locally. And the Academy's purpose really is to try and create the platforms and the space and the mechanism to bring together and leverage the knowledge, the ideas, the resources that exist from across sectors, the private sector, the not-for-profit sector, including international agencies, and the public sector, which plays such a huge role in all of this, to bring that together and to target it to meet the needs of national NGOs, local NGOs, community-based organisations, and communities themselves, who traditionally haven't had access to good quality capacity or capability building initiatives. The role of the Academy Centre in each case is to act as that kind of broker, to bring together that knowledge, to bring together that expertise, to look for products that already exist that can help meet need. So I gave a speech yesterday on decentralisation and how important that is to achieve really good, high effective humanitarian aid. And we really at the Academy, we need to practice what we preach, which means that our Academy centres will also be decentralised and that will have full devolved authority to really pursue local agendas based on the needs that have been assessed. So our Academy Centre Director, who we're in the process of recruiting currently, will play an incredibly important role in consultation with a local advisory group of key stakeholders here to really try and set out a strategy for the Kenyan context and in time also outreaching to other countries in the Horn of Africa and Great Lakes regions to provide those learning and development opportunities, which we hope there'll be an unprecedented expansion of amongst those who've not had access to it before. And we're really looking for partners to join us in this collaborative initiative from across the board. So universities you mentioned are incredibly important in this. And also training providers like the Kenya Institute of Management, who we're already working with at that practitioner level to develop some training, is really important. But universities have done a great job traditionally of thinking about how they can accredit and back and provide really good credibility to learning and development opportunities. But also the private sector has a huge role to play here. Not just in providing funding, which we hope they will as they recognise the corporate social responsibility they have within the region they work, but also in terms of the knowledge and the learning and development opportunities they provide for their own staff, and how we can leverage that knowledge and those opportunities and focus them at different groups of people. So this truly will be, if it's going to succeed, a genuine partnership-based approach. And I look forward to, and our Academy Centre will certainly be, working with organisations and individuals from the public sector, the national government at county level, from academia, from universities, training providers, as well as international agencies who still at this time play a crucial role in trying to prepare for and respond to crises. And bringing into the fold those national organisations and communities who we really need to engage with in order to fully understand the need and try and help meet that need. I think the big challenge that we collectively have to face is to look at and try and understand and think about ways we can break down barriers of access to courses and training that already exist. And this is a challenge that universities and the Academy and other organisations can work together to break down, because there are a number of different courses that are already offered by universities here. The University of Nairobi, Kenyatta, Mount Kenya, all offer different kinds of courses in this area. The problem is that they're not always very easily accessible to people, particularly the kinds of communities in hard to reach areas that we feel there is a particular gap and a particular need. So I think that it simply is never going to be a sustainable model for delivering learning and development to have the traditional graduate or postgraduate qualifications backed by a university delivered in certain locations like Nairobi that are relatively expensive in the grand scheme of things. So we can work with universities to think, how can we take this really good quality content? How can we meet that need that exists somewhere else by breaking down some of those barriers? How can we reduce costs? How can we deliver it sustainably? How can we translate or contextualize those courses? How can we shorten them so that it's easier for people to actually attend them? How can we use modern technology? And information technology, digital technology has a huge role to play, we feel, in reaching the kinds of scale that we want to see reached with this initiative. So I think there's a lot of opportunity for us to be working with the really good people that are in academia who want so hard to do something in this area. And we feel that the Academy is in a great position to help leverage that and really deliver as a collective on behalf of the sector as a whole.